Okay, Mom, December 7th, 1941, we just kind of celebrated that occasion of the Pearl Harbor attack by Japan. So I would really like you to share your experiences, what you went through on that day, December 7th, 1941. So I was wondering if we could, share your experiences on that day.
Oh, well, December 7th was a Sunday, yeah? And usually on Sundays, my father and I would go to the church early morning service. So that morning, my father and I took the streetcar and went to Honganji and to attend the morning service. We had been going to the church service since my mother had passed away the year before. And after the service,
It's about 7:30 in the morning.
started from 7 o'clock.
Oh,
See? So after 8 o'clock, after the service, my father and I decided walking back to the store. Then when we reached Ala Park, we saw a lot of people looking way up, So we thought, gee, I wonder what had happened. So we asked one of them, what's going on? And he said, oh, there's a lot of planes flying over. And I think they're going to Kaneohe side because I think they may have attacked Pearl Harbor. And then they were on the way to Kaneohe. There's an Air Force base there, you see. I said, oh. But we came back to the store because that Sunday, it was, Christmas was coming. So my father had asked all the employees to come to the shop to prepare for the Christmas sale. And so we were doing all the preparation, taking out gift items and whatnot. Then we heard more commotion outside. And soon after that, my neighbors here, Mr. Kawano, who was the owner of Aloha Curio Store, and the next door neighbor, Mr. Awamura, who had a jewelry shop. He was doing repairs on clocks and watches and whatnot. They both came and asked my father, Mr. Iwahara, I think war is going on because the kids are making so much noise, They say, oh, I think war is going on, And so they came to ask my father's opinion. Then all the clerks around said, nah.
By any chance, did you see the airplane yourself? Did you see anything flying or not? Did you?
No, I couldn't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was after they flew over,
Oh,
I think,
okay.
yeah. And so they said, no, it's just an exercise, And the both of them were scratching their heads and they went home. Okay, then soon after when we turned on the radio, we heard the announcers mentioning, Dr. So-and-so, please go to Pearl Harbor, you are needed. And a few moments later, another announcement came on and said, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so, go to Pearl Harbor. So I guess when the employees heard that, they started scratching their heads.
How did you feel at the time when you heard that announcement on the radio? What was your thoughts at that time?
Yeah,
Still,
well, naturally I felt excited, but what could you do? Yeah.
right.
And then the police officers, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know, our store was located right at the corner of King and Iwilis.
Mm-hmm.
So that corner needed traffic direction. And so the mm, police officer, in his regular um,
Clothes, like
clothes,
civilian
yeah,
clothes. Uh-huh.
he didn't have any uniform on. He was directing the traffic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we thought, hey, this is, you know, real
Maybe this
thing,
is
yeah.
real. You weren't scared inside.
Huh?
You weren't kind of scared and nervous. How'd you feeling?
Somehow people were all around, so I didn't feel that
Okay.
nervous, yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so after lunch, we all went back to work, and about 3 o'clock, I guess my father felt that we should send the employees back. So the Obasan, who was our cook here,
Mm-hmm.
cooked early dinner and fed them,
Mm-hmm.
and then sent them home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As soon as they they left, my father went down to the store downstairs
Mm-hmm.
and brought out empty gas tanks. You know,
Those
they
cans, like
used to
gas cans.
fill
Yeah.
it with
Yes.
gasoline. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He brought those up, and he was filling it with water.
Wasn't it dirty with gas inside already, or no? But it was
No,
clean.
it's clean,
Oh,
brand
clean.
new.
Oh, okay.
Which you used to sell those. You see.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And while he was filling it up, thinking that just in case it's a war, he was afraid that maybe the water may be poisoned. Then we heard voices from downstairs calling Mr. Iwahara, Mr. Iwahara. I said, Ma, who's that calling? And I went out to take a look, and then we saw a policeman and another guy standing calling for my father. And they asked me if Mr. Iwahara was home. I said, yeah. They said, can you please tell him to come down? So I went and told my father, there's two guys downstairs that want to see you. So we both went down, and the policeman said, oh, Mr. Iwahara, we need to ask you some questions. So it may take long, so can you bring your coat and shoes? So I had to go up and bring down his shoes and his coat, and off they went. And that was bye-bye.
So where did they?
Yeah.
Where did he go? Where did they?
And later on, I heard that after they picked up my father, they went to River Street to pick up Mr. Komea, who was the owner of the Komea Hotel. And I guess that was it, yeah? I heard that,
Did,
other people, all people kind of store owners and educators, priests, and some other influential people. Yeah? They were all corralled and taken to the immigration station on Alamorona Boulevard. Yeah, and then later they were sent to Sand Island across the harbor, and they were there till the following year.
well, so again, no communication
Until February.
Until February. So you couldn't even write to them. You couldn't
No,
call.
we
It
couldn't
was just-
communicate at all.
Oh.
Maybe once or twice, I don't remember well. Yeah. And then we got word that they would be shipped to the mainland. So prepare all his belongings, and then to get ready for them to ship them to the mainland. And in February, they were shipped over to the mainland and heading for South Dakota. Here there was a camp there.
Do you remember the name of that particular internment camp? So,
There was a name, but I cannot
okay.
remember.
And in the meantime, back home, I mean, for you, what did you have to do? In other words, what about the store?
Oh yeah, we couldn't just sit around. We had a store,
Right.
so we had to continue doing business, with all our employees, my brother and I, and then the rest of the employees. They were very dependable ones that used to work for us for many years, you see. And then what was I gonna say?
Government control. How was that? I mean, as the government, did it
Oh yes,
control
yeah.
what you folks did?
It was under the supervision of the governor, a government.
Government, right.
So there were somebody all the time sitting in the store, and watching what we were doing, and at every once a week, we had to report the sales to them, to the government,
Wow.
So we were able to
Run your
continue
business.
running the business,
And
until they came to close up.
they determined when you first had to, close the business.
Fortunately, our store was a hardware store. We used to sell tools, and then all these carpenters and whatnot that used to work at Pearl Harbor, they after they came back from the train station was right in front of our store, see, Hopeful Railway and Company. They just walked across the street, came to our shop, and did all the purchasing of their tools and whatnot. So we were kept quite busy, right through.
So the government deemed that you had essential items to sell. The government felt that you had essential items that,
And
people
so they
needed.
allowed us to stay open until 1944, until they came and closed it completely.
And so back when your dad was in South Dakota, he was there for how long?
Oh, I won't say fortunately, but we had a grandma living in Japan, Hiroshima. And so I guess my father asked the government that he has to take care of his mother. And I guess they were very considerate, and they allowed him to return to Japan. And it was in September.
September of 1941.
1942, that's why.
Okay.
No.
43?
That's why. No. 1948. 42, the war started,
41.
41.
And then
That's
he was
42.
2. Okay.
And I got married in
43.
He was there for about a year. And in September 1943, he was allowed to return to Japan. And that the voyage, was from New York, you see.
Oh.
So they had to cross the Pacific Ocean.
Cross the Atlantic Ocean, huh?
Oh, Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean, yes,
Atlantic
yes,
Ocean.
yes.
Because Pacific Ocean side was controlled by the Japanese.
Right.
They were at war, see? So they had to go way down past Africa, the tip of Africa, Cape of Good Hope, and then headed towards India. Yeah, and from India, they had to go to Japan, and the whole trip took them 3 months. But fortunately, my father was able to go back to Hiroshima to take care of his mother, my grandmother. So he was able to get out of the camp. Yeah.
So it's kind
The
of like
rest, later on, they were shipped to Santa Fe side. And after my father's group, there were quite a number of internees that they were shipped over from Hawaii to Santa Fe. So there was a big camp there at Santa Fe, I understand. Yeah.
wow. And then later,
And all of them were released soon after the war. But all in all, the internees were given pretty good treatment, you know.
and you're mentioning something about when your father was taken back to Japan by the boat, the ship. They also took what you call it, the prisoners, right? In other words, the
Yes, so
exchange.
after
Yeah.
they were shipped back to Japan, then they loaded them with the American prisoners, you know, and took them back to U.S. New York. And the ship was called Gripsholm. It was a Swedish ship, and you know Sweden was a neutral country, see. So that ship Gripsholm went back and forth, shipping prisoners.
Prisoners.
Yeah.
On each side. Wow, that was nice. Wow, is there anything else that
I cannot
is there anything else that comes to mind about your experience then?
Well, I was so happy after the war ended. It was such a big relief. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I appreciate you, sharing your story because I appreciate you sharing your story because I can share this with, Alan, Kevin, and Claire, and the cousins, and this is something that, we will have on record.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that at 101, you're still sharp enough to remember all
No, I'm
this.
forgetting all
No.
the names of
know.
places and people. Yeah.
No.
I could
Are you
remember about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I could remember a lot of things, but after that, yeah, gradually going on.
No, but
Getting poo-poo.
no. You're doing a good job, and you did a good job, and thank you so much, Mom, for sharing
yeah,
your
okay.
experiences. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.